morning, everyone. It's Gina Bulow. I am sorry I'm late today, but I am here. I made it live in the Hive. I'm from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and today's class is all about fall fun folds. I thought fall is coming up. We had a nice week here in Wisconsin that felt like fall about a week ago. Today, I think it's supposed to be in the 90s, so complete opposite of what we were a few weeks ago. So if you're on, say hi. I apologize for being late this morning. Just trying to figure things out, and then I struggled with the computer here, but I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. So let's just see if it pops up. Like I said, if you're on, say hello. Like I said, I'm just making sure that I am where I am supposed to be. I've got an ad here on my phone, so hopefully you guys will be popping on soon. I was scheduled to be in at 9. I couldn't get my act together this morning, so 9:30 it was. Leanne, hello, welcome. Yay, I made it. And then I had computer troubles when I got on, but I figured it all out. Hopefully I didn't, oops. We don't need to hear me. Make sure my ringer is off. There we go. Okay, Christina Heiser. Okay, welcome ladies. All right, so today's class is fun folds, and I've got some really cool fall fun folds for you guys today. But while you guys are popping on, I will show you what we've got. I do have one kit that is available. It's a scrapbook kit. I decided to extend this kit to order. So I'm looking at, what is today? Today's the 25th. Next weekend we'll go through, so today's class, this scrapbook class, and tomorrow morning I will be live again with Monday's Morning Create. I will have, and we've got a holiday weekend here, so I will have all orders due for these kits September 4th, which is a Wednesday, and after that I will get them all shipped out to you, okay? So you have until September 4th to order your kits for this month. So we have our scrapbook kit that we did on Wednesday. Wednesday was the 21st, so you can go back and watch that live there. And the live was all about kind of love. This scrapbook layout is about love. So it could be a wedding, it could be a baby, it could be an anniversary, it could just be a picture with you and someone you love. So this is the kit here. The kit is $24 plus $6 for shipping. Those of you who are local and want to do porch pickup, let me know. So I have this kit available for you. We'll have today's kit is 4 cards. And that class is $20 plus $6 for shipping. And tomorrow's class will be $17, and you have 3 fun cards for tomorrow. So today's cards, like I said, is all about fun folds. One other quick reminder before we get started, don't forget, this is your last week to use your bonus bucks that you earned in July. So they're only good till August 31st. So make sure you get that order in before the end of the month here. It's coming up fast. Hard to believe my kids will go to school starting next week already. Okay, so my first card. Good morning, Sandy, Sarah. Oh, more of you coming on. Uh-oh, here we go. Our first card is this cutie here. This is a little bit different card base. This is ends up being a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it's a square card, and that square card gets popped up like this. So I don't know the different angles. So it pops up like that. Okay, so good morning, Doris. So we have a card base that's 8 1/2 by 4 1/4, scored at 4 1/4. And then what I did is I brought in my scoring tool here. Oops. and I scored from corner to corner on one side, okay? So on a diagonal. So now that allows us to fold over and we can burnish our fold lines, okay? Then we have a 4x4 square and a 3 3/4 square. We're going to cut each one of those on a diagonal also. So you just put it, line up your corners right in your score line here. And make sure if you have our trimmer, you're using the scorer and not the cutting blade, because I did that a lot over the last week. I'd get scoring away and, oh, and I need to cut these. What am I doing? I cut when I'm supposed to score, and obviously I'm scoring without cutting. So let's try this again. We need to cut these on a diagonal. All right. Phew. Hello, Linda, all the way from Georgia. Welcome. So now you have 2 sets of triangles. We'll adhere these 2 together. So what's everyone up to this weekend? It's going to be a hot day today. I'm hoping to get in the pool as we are counting down the last few days to be able to use our pool. And my son and my husband both have Corvettes, and they're doing a car show in Malone today. So they'll be doing that. Yesterday was my youngest son, had his very first football game. They lost, but it was a really good game, good competition out there, and some really amazing plays. So that was fun. This is his first year. He did a little bit of flag football back when he was younger, and hasn't done that for a couple years, and then decided, Mama, I want to play football. I said, okay, we'll try it. So far he likes it. So far so good. So we're going to adhere these pieces to our card base. So we've got Pretty Peacock here and Wild Wheat. And I will say, it took me a while to warm up to Wild Wheat. I was not a fan, but then we had the, oh goodness, Wildly Flowering DSP, and I fell in love with the colors from that DSP. So that kind of inspired this. So see how our card is going here? So we got a little triangle there. And we had some birthdays over the weekend. Sarah, your mom turned 80, and Sandy, your grandson's 2nd birthday. Oh, how fun. I kind of missed the days where my kids were little. I do have to say, the fun birthday parties. Mom could pick the theme and go with it, you know. Now I'm told what to do, so that's okay. Then we have 3x3, and I believe 2 7/8 of our vanilla. Colors are not coming to me. I have to think here. Anyone's kids or grandkids already back in school? Mine start after the holiday here. And we embossed this one. So on my original card, I didn't emboss it, and I felt it looked a little plain, but I brought in this new plaid folder that we have in the new holiday catalog. You can see it. It's really pretty. And I thought that would be perfect for this card. Okay, so then we're going to put dimensionals on the bottom corner where this is gonna, you don't want to put dimensionals on both sides. You only want to put it on the half that's going to be attached at the bottom. Oh, it's Sunday night for you already. The weekend's come to an end in Perth, Australia. Wow. You are making a memory scrapbook for your son who passed away 17 years ago. His anniversary is on Tuesday. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Leanne. It's a tough thing to lose anyone, but I think for us moms, it is hard when we have to lose a child. It's not something it's easy to get over, but you know, having a scrapbook is such a great way for you to dedicate his life. So great for you for doing that. Okay, so now we have our layers all adhered together, okay? So now we're gonna bring in our label. We have a piece of vanilla that we cut out. So the set that we're using is the autumn leaves. I was going to do the changing leaves set, and then I decided we're gonna do that with our technique class in September. So I brought in autumn leaves for this set, and then we have some leaves that we die cut from that set already. Oh, Christina, your husband is back to school already. Oh boy. You look forward to it every year. Does that count? That's hilarious. I believe it counts, Christina. Well, oh, the stamps. I'm looking for the stamp. It's right here in front of me. Oh, goodness. That's hilarious. I used to say the same thing when my husband was a teacher, too. He taught for a few years, tech ed. And it would be nice because my house gets like back to order again, you know, when the kids are home, there's always dishes, the husband's home, you know, there's not routine like I have. And so it is kind of great when they're all off and doing their own thing. So we stamped our sentiment with a grateful heart. I'm going to bring in my wild wheat. And if you don't have this stamp set, that's okay. You can use this leaf plain, or you could emboss it if you would like to do that also. But I thought it'd be really pretty just stamped. It has a nice watercolor look to it. Wednesday is the first day for you guys, Sandy. Linda says, the kids here have been back in school since the first week of August. Oh my goodness. I suppose, do you guys have longer breaks then, Linda? With all of that, or do you guys get done earlier? Okay, so we're gonna bring in my tear tape here, and we have some of that wild wheat twine. We have the in color twine, so this is where I'm getting a little bit of wild wheat trim. School in Iowa started last week. Oh my goodness. It's just crazy that, you know, I feel like summer is just beginning, and here we are. It's fall, and over the last week, my clients at work have all been, can I book my holiday appointments? And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just crazy how fast it all goes. And, you know, you make a few appointments 4 to 6 weeks out, and some people are 2 and 3 appointments away, and it's Christmas already. So I don't want to rush it. I mean, I love fall. Fall is my favorite season. So I'm just weaving my twine back and forth here. So I only have 2 in school this year. My oldest graduated a year ago, so he's in the workforce. And my two youngest, one is still in middle school and one at the high school. So they keep me busy, that's for sure. They're very active in different things at school, from clubs to sports and music. They dabble in it all. Okay, so now I have my sentiment here, and I'm just going to place it towards the bottom in the center. Now we're going to bring my leaves in, and I'm just going to tuck them in by my label. My first one I'll just glue down, and then the other ones I will pop up. Oh, and we almost forgot one other thing to do. We've got to Wink a Stella these guys up. I always say everything's better with a little bit of Stella. So did anyone do any vacationing over the month of August? Do anything fun and exciting? One last hurrah before fall and school begin? With the new home, we just stayed home this year, which I was totally fine with. We have a pool at our new home, and we are taking up moments to enjoy all of that. Okay, so our leaves here that I'm using, I've got Wild Wheat, Pretty Peacock, and Moody Mauve. I do have to say, I really like this Moody Mauve and the Wild Wheat together. It's a really pretty combination. Okay, so then we have our inside. We're going to glue that with a grateful heart. I'm not sure what I want this card to be, if I want it to be a birthday or a thank you. So I will leave it blank for now, but you could definitely add any sentiment that you would like. So we have a 4x4 piece of vanilla here. And we have this extra leaf that we cut out. And I'm just going to tuck that in the corner like so, so that our easel stands up. So really quick, easy, fun fold. So it'll lay flat. Like I said, it's a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card, but fits in your standard envelope, and just really easy, quick fold there. So that is card number 1 that I have for you today. I really love these colors. They're a little bit not traditional, and that is what I love about them. Okay, clean my mess up a little bit. Anyone's kids, I mean, besides us moms, any of the kids excited to go back to school? I have one of each. I have my daughter who loves school. She wants to be a teacher down the road. And then, of course, I have my son who is, doesn't want to go back to school, doesn't want to do work, you know. All of that fun stuff. I think my daughter misses all the socializing. She's in all the clubs and stuff. So, okay. Our next card, we've done a lot of these in the past, and I know Christine has done that too. This is our bookend card, but this one is slightly different. This one explodes on the inside. So we have nothing is better than, and then we have our explosion, and I've got pumpkin season, and then you can stamp your sentiment down here. So I'll show you guys how to make this one. And I forgot to put dimensionals on this card, so I'm going to bring this one back in for just a second. So the dimensionals, the gems that I'm using are the faux glass dots. And it looks to me like we might have Cajun Craze, pumpkin pie, crushed curry, and old olive to be our colors. So I'm going with the yellow set here and just chucking them in like so. Okay, so this card is finished. I saw my little gems up here and I said, oh, I forgot. Okay, so I got distracted. So we're gonna do our bookend card here. Our bookend card is a piece of espresso, 4 1/4 by 11, and we score it at 5 1/2 and 4 1/4. Okay. And I'm going to fold this flat back and take my scoring tool. So we're going to take this flat and glue it down. So where your 2 score lines are, you're going to add adhesive. Okay, then we are using, how many of you know what this paper is from? You wouldn't think of this paper pack as a traditional probably fall colors, but this is the perennial lavender paper, and I found this cool buffalo check, and I thought this was perfect for this card, along with some pumpkin pie. So we made some mats here. I believe this is 4 1/4, so this is 4 by 4, and then I'm guessing it's probably 3 7/8 is what I did. So see, you can see this is purple. You wouldn't think of it to be a fall card, but it worked perfect for this. And you will see I won't add as much dimension to this card because our explosion piece is quite thick because we used cardstock. So I didn't want to get my card too bulky by adding a lot of dimensionals. So I have that piece, and then I have a strip to go over here on the side of both pieces. Then I'm bringing in a peach pie ribbon. I thought this worked well with our colors. How many of you are ready for fall? I do have to say, now that we have a pool, I really do love summer, but I love fall. I love the cool, crisp nights, but it still gets nice and warm during the day. So I'm just going to take this piece here and wrap it around the center of this panel. Then we can adhere this. Oops. And then we'll also adhere this piece. There we go. I love this buffalo check with this. Okay, I'm going to bring in another small piece here, and I'm just going to tie a knot. like so, and we'll angle our ends here. Figure out which way this wants to lay here. There we go. Okay, so we have our peach pie. Then we have these adorable little coffee mugs we're going to bring in and stamp and color. Okay, so we're going to be using crumb cake. We're going to stamp our little coffee cups. How many of you got this set? I think this set is so adorable, and I love all the words that come with it. See if I can stamp this one better. That one looks much better. Okay, now from my little whipped cream on top, I'm going to stamp off. So we're going to stamp, and then just so it has a lighter look to it, but we get that dimension for the whipped cream. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to bring our pumpkin in. Oops. And stamp that in the center. Of our mugs. I see it looks like Starbucks and many places have started to release their fall menu. The pumpkin spice lattes and all that are coming out now. How many of you are pumpkin spice fans? Anyone? I am not as far as a drink, but I love like your fall treats like pumpkin bars and things like that. So we've got some pumpkin pie and peach pie, and we also have our crumb cake and our color lifter in case we need it. I'm going to take my dark pumpkin pie and just color in kind of the outer edges of my pumpkin. And then I will color it in then with my dark peach pie. I'm more of a caramel girl. If you're gonna have me love a drink, it's gonna be something with caramel in it. Even though I do like a cider, like an apple cider, but that could have a little caramel in it too. Our local apple farm is open now, so I'm sure I'll have to get out there and get some apples and make some apple crisp and things like that. I'm going to take my dark crumb cake and color where I feel like there might be shadows or just shadows that I'm creating. So I feel like there'd be shadows down here in the corners. And then I will take my light crumb cake, and I like to use my brush tip. For most things, except I will use the other tip for like doing this pumpkin here. He was pretty tiny, so. Pumpkin soup, Sarah. I have never had pumpkin soup. I guess I've never really, beyond making desserts, I've never cooked with pumpkin any other way. So when I color, I go over my dark spots with my light, and I think it helps blend my colors together. But there is no right or wrong way to use your blends. It's really a personal preference. I do have to say, we planted pumpkin seeds this year. This is our first year ever having a garden. We've always had like pots where we'd have pots of tomatoes and peppers and stuff, but this is our first year actually having a garden, and I'm so excited to see the stuff coming up. We have a lot coming up. Some things not so well, but that's okay too. But my pumpkins that I thought they weren't going to do anything with have definitely taken over the garden. So I will have plenty of pumpkins, and I'll need to figure out what to do with them. So maybe some pumpkin soup will be good. So of course I'm going to take and add my Wink of Stella, and always when I color with a darker color and I'm going to go back on white, I make sure to wipe my Wink of Stella pen off just to make sure I'm not transferring any ink and turning my whipped cream orange or something like that. Okay, so now we have this beautiful detailed circle here. And we're just going to glue this. Normally I would put a dimensional on this, but we're going to glue this down. Like I said, when we put the explosion piece in, and because we're using cardstock, it's pretty thick. So we'll center that on our card here. And of course I will pop up my little drinks here. Do any of you like to roast pumpkin seeds? I think my husband will want to do that. So I'm going to put one lower and one higher and tilt them. Oops, I didn't center that very well though. Have any of you started making some fall cards yet? Anyone have a favorite set that they're playing with? Okay, so now we have our two little, we'll call them lattes, or frappuccinos, they could be all on there. I need my, so you need a piece of 6x6 crumb cake, and I am just looking for mine right now. Well, I don't see it, so we'll bring it in a piece here. So we need a 6 by 6 piece of cardstock, DSP. And I'm going to score it on a diagonal. And then we're going to score it at 3 on both sides. Make sure you don't grab your cutting blade. I almost did that just now. Okay. So we scored at 3 on both sides and did a diagonal. Now we're going to score or fold on all of our score lines. So it's basically half, half, and half in all directions. Okay, so then your card will fold in like so. So your 2 panels here that were scored on a diagonal, those are going to get folded in, and you're going to end up with a square or a diamond. And I'm going to take my bone folder on all the edges here. Okay, so then when we put it in our card, it's going to go in like a diamond, but make sure that it's going to come open up the way you want to. Okay, so you want your card to open upwards like this. We're going to add some glue on the back. See, I already forgot which way. Here we go. And center that on the inside of your card. Okay, so it looks like a little frog jumping, and then it opens like this. And it looks like I don't have my piece of DSP either. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, so I don't have my piece of DSP. I had a piece of polka dot DSP. So we will skip that. We have our words. This says nothing's better so this ends up being a 3x3 square, okay? So we have nothing's better than, and then we're going to put fall season on the inside. So this is going to go in our little strip. Like that. And I want to put my piece of DSP in here, so we're going to skip that part. So this is going to go here on the outside. And then our inside, we have 2 white squares. And one's going to go up here. And one is going to go down here. Obviously, I have to switch these around because obviously when I cut this card kit, I was not paying attention. And I cut things wrong. So, the diamond goes there, and our other one goes here. Now you could cut some squares. And cut them on a diagonal and fill in these pieces here if you wanted to at home. So I'm going to put my pumpkin word on first. And try to center it. So we got pumpkin, season, like that. And then we had that cute little pumpkin that we stamped. We're going to stamp that above pumpkin season. And we will color that in. And I'm going to leave my bottom square plain because I feel like this is a very versatile card. It could be a thinking of you card. It could be a thank you card. It could be a lot of things. It could even be a birthday card. So once again, when I don't know what I want to do with a card, I just kind of leave it blank and then I go back to it. So once again, we're going to bring in our blends. I'm using dark pumpkin pie and dark peach pie. A lot of orange going on, I know. So then, like I said, our insides fold in and down, and it goes like this. And then we add our little pumpkin gems. We're going to pretend there's sprinkles to the top. So we'll bring in the other card because that inside is done completely. So here we go. So a little bit of a twist on a bookend or book binding card. So here we go. We got our flap. We've got our diamond here that explodes out. We've got pumpkin season, and you could put something down there. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could put 2 DSP pieces right here also. So really cute, fun card that adds just a little bit of extra interest, and I thought this set was so fun to play with. So card number 2 is complete. Anyone making fall cards right now? Or is everyone still kind of in summer mode with their cards? I know many people have said they are working on their holiday cards already. I've only done that little batch that we did a Christmas and July class, and I did some cards then that were holiday, but I haven't done any more since. Okay, so our next card, we're going to be using the Frosted Forest, and we're going to be using the masts. We've got the Pretty Wood DSP, we're using Mossy Meadow and Espresso, but then we brought in some crushed curry and some Cajun craze also. So really pretty, nice masculine card. I think Tyler would approve of this card. So well, it's got like a little step here. So it steps out like this and like this. Okay? So for this card, we have a 5.5 by 8.5, and then we scored it at 3, 6, and 7.25. Okay, so now we're going to fold on all of our score lines. So there's the big one. I'm going to fold the next one up and fold the next one down. Good morning, Emily and Mary. Mary, you were out picking grapes. I haven't looked at my grapes lately to see if they are doing anything. I should go check. Okay, so we have multiple panel pieces here. So one is going to go on the inside of our card here. Like so. And then we've got our wood DSP. So the back of this comes from the Country Woods paper. So we'll adhere these pieces. Just make sure that I've got the right sizes here. Since I've been cutting things wrong last night, I must have been tired. I was tired and crafting and cutting and so anyways, we've embossed a piece of vanilla with the brick folder just to add some texture. So now we have all of our panels. We're going to put our panel pieces on. So our large panel goes here. So Mary, what are you doing with those grapes? Are you making wine? Do you make jelly, jams? What do you do with your grapes? And then we have our strip to go on this bottom piece. Then we need a piece of 3 by 6. And we're going to score that at 4.25. You guys can't even see, I'm not even on screen. So we have a 3 by 6 and we're scoring it on the long side at 4.25. Okay. Of course, we need to burnish our edge there. And our card goes like so. So I'll glue it here, the bottom, and then flip it over like this. So I'm going to glue it on the front first. Make sure it's centered. So we've got that adhered. Then we're going to just put a little bit of liquid glue. You could use tear tape also on the top. And so go over this. So you have two options with this card. You could make this the back of your card and lay your panel back here if you would like, or we're going to do it on the inside. Okay. So now we have our basic fold all together. I've got to make sure I have two pieces here. One is to make our tree on, and one is to do the inside of our cards. And I must have cut both of these the same, so we're good. All right, so here's the inside. I need to grab a big shot and not a big shot, an embossing machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the Forever Forest bundle comes with here we go, this stamp set. And you have 3 different trees, so these two are roughly the same. Looks like evergreens, and they're just 2 different sizes. And then we have this nice full tree here with some nice sentiments. And then you have these beautiful dies that coordinate. So you have this tree and it has a little stem, and then these would be your leaves that go over it, your evergreen pieces, and a solid tree. So the solid tree you could stamp, or you could cut out dies and some bare trees here. So you have all these wonderful pieces, plus you have 2 cute little birds. So we're going to use this piece here. Now this set also comes with our decorative masks. So you have 2 kinds of trees. In this set, you're going to have 3 different masks for each tree, and they're each numbered. So you got, one is our tree trunk. I don't know if you guys can, how well, let me see if I can do it this way. So you have your tree trunk. We're going to have the fuller part of our tree, and then you have some detail to go on our tree. So that's for the one tree, and then you have 3 other layers here that go for your evergreen trees. And these are labeled A, B, and C. So you have 1, 2, 3 for one set of trees, and A, B, and C for the other. So these have the 2 different styles. So 1 larger tree and 1 small tree on each one. And one gives different detail. So essentially you can use 3 colors for both trees, okay? All right, have any of you ever played with the masks before? Anyone? Okay. I'm going to bring in some removable tape. I'm going to take this out. Got a hot mess going on. Put this off to the side. I've got my blending brushes. We're bringing in espresso, pumpkin pie, or no, Cajun craze, and crushed curry. So I'm going to use this as my grid. adhere this right to my glass mat, like so. We are going to bring in mask number 1, which is our tree trunk. And when you use these masks, your number, I don't know if you guys can see that up here in the corner, is right here. You want the embossed side of the number up. It's not printed, it's only printed on one side. So you want the number 1 facing up towards you. I can put this anywhere on my page. And what you can do, what I do at home is I take a marker and I mark where I have this V. For the purposes here, I'm just going to put a piece of this tape up here to kind of tell me where this little notch is, and a piece down there to hold my mat. So we're going to start with espresso. Hope you guys can see all of this. I probably should put it up a little bit higher. So dab into my ink, I dab off on my scratch paper, and then I hold down my mask and I blend. And you just keep adding color until you get the color that you're looking for. Now you can also take the stamp that coordinates with this and then stamp over the top of it and get some more detail. But I just wanted to use the mask today. And I want my trunk fairly dark. Okay, so I'm going to remove my mask. And these are super easy to clean. All you have to do is rinse them off. They come clean. That easy. So now I'm going to line this up like I had it before. Here's my adhesive. This marked where I put it. Put my piece of tape up there. You can use washi tape also. Now I'm going to bring in my crushed curry. Okay, so we're done with our crushed curry. Remove our mask, and we will bring in our third one. Like I said, make sure your numbers are up there. Bring in our crushed curry, or not crushed curry, our Cajun Craze. And there we go. We have a beautiful fall tree. So simple, so easy, and there's so many different color combinations that you could use with your trees, from just using different greens to using colors like this. You could do more springy colors. So many possibilities with this set. So when you get this kit, if you don't have this set, that's okay. If you have any tree set at home, you could stamp and cut out any tree that you have, or fussy cut a tree at home. You'll just get this piece of paper for your kit, and it's up to you what type of tree, or if you want to put flowers, or you could substitute with anything that you have at home that is probably long and narrow. We're going to bring in our embossing machine. And we will cut this out. And I'm going to use a little tape just to adhere. Oh, I forgot another plate, guys. How many of you were screaming at me on the TV going, Gina, you forgot something? We need plate number 2 in here. There we go. Now our tree is cut out. So this is removable tape that I'm using. All right, let's bring our card back in. So we have our panel with our embossed brick in vanilla and espresso, and that could get adhered to our card base. And we'll bring in our tree, and of course, we'll pop him up. And this tree just barely fits on our card base. Then we have a little Mossy Meadows circle and a tiny little label, and we have our little bird. So I'm going with thank you. I realized I did not have enough thank you cards, so I thought thank you was very fitting for this. And we're going to use espresso. There's our thank you. And we'll bring in our little crumb cake bird. Okay, then we have this beautiful twine pack in the new holiday catalog. We got Cajun Craze, Night of Navy, and Garden Green. And we're gonna bring in that Cajun Craze. Put a little bit of tear tape on our card, or on our back of our label. anyone have any big plans for the holiday weekend? We got a nice 3-day weekend coming up. Anyone do a big cookout or a family gathering? Now I'm going to take my twine and I'm just going to wrap it around my 3 fingers here. And now that I have it wrapped like this, what I do is I just take and I twist it like that. And put it on the back of my label. We'll cut our tails off. Just I cut that one a little too short. And then adhere this to our circle. Like so. And of course, I'll pop him up again. So we're adding lots of dimension to these cards with all the different layers. And so we have that, and we'll bring in our little bird and have him flying into the tree. Like so, and we'll bring those green dots in. I really like these little frosted faux glass, kind of a matte look to them, really pretty. And then we can stamp the inside of our card. And I'm just going to put a little bird flying in the corner. And leaving this card, because it's a thank you card, blank, and I can add whatever I want when I decide who it's for. I can write a personalized statement in there. Like I said, there's 2 ways you could do this. You could put it on the inside like this, or you could just adhere it to the back of your card here, like so. So you have 2 ways that you could do this. So here is card number 3 already. This fun, and I just love all of the colors, real earthy fall colors. Okay, on to our final card. And we have this diamond step card, and we're using Iconic Imagery for this. So our card base, we are using pecan pie. We're using a lot of pie today. Our base is 4 1/4 by 11, and then we have it scored at 3, 6, 7 1/2, 9, and 10. We're going to go ahead and fold on our score lines. We're going to go back and forth. So there is the base of our card. Now we have all of our little bits and pieces. So once again, we're using our country wood paper. I don't know about most of you, but I absolutely love wood grain paper. It is so versatile. You can put it with flowers, you can put it with fall stuff, you can put it with Christmas stuff. That is what I love about wood DSP. There's so many possibilities. So we have panels here to put on our different steps. Is everyone enjoying some coffee or tea this morning? What's everyone's drink of preference in the morning? Anyone have a preference? Are you a tea drinker? Are you a coffee drinker? Or do you go for that Diet Coke in the morning? I usually have some green tea with some creamer in it. That is, I guess, my drink of choice in the mornings. I do drink some coffee though. Okay, now we're going to adhere our panels to our card base. Oh, this wood DSP is just gorgeous. Hi Janelle, welcome. We're working on our fourth card of today. Today is all about fall fun folds, so all fall themed cards today. Okay, so we have all of our panels glued down now. Now we have 3 different sets of diamonds. So our diamonds start with 3 by 3, 2.5 by 2.5, and 2 by 2. And then an 1/8 inch border for our DSP. So we're looking at 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, and 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. Now the one trick with this is you're going with diamond shapes here to put in your card. So you do have to be aware of what DSP you're going to pick, that it can be used multi-directional. I originally picked, we're using the Iconic Imagery paper, and you have to be careful. I originally picked out, there was pumpkin DSP. Oh, right here. So the pumpkin DSP, if you put it like a diamond, your pumpkins are all going sideways. So you want to pick a paper that can be a little versatile and be moved in different ways without disrupting the pattern, if that makes sense. Because you certainly wouldn't want to put pumpkins on here sideways. So I had to ixnay that. That did not work. I felt wood grain paper. This is from To the Market DSP, and they had this piece of wood grain paper in there, but I felt like that was okay to put in here because the pattern is soft. So just be aware of that when you pick your DSP when doing this type of a card. Like you wouldn't want to pick your flowers going like this either, so you just really have to be aware. So here are our triangles. So then these 2 pieces are from the Iconic DSP. And that Iconic DSP is great because it has a little bit of everything. From fall to Christmas to a little bit of birthday. and non-traditional colors also. So it's a really fun DSP pack to have. I've used it multiple times already and absolutely love it. And the great thing about this leaf set is no matter which way I turn the leaves, they were going to be okay. So we got rid of the pumpkins and we brought in the leaves. Well, Diana, you're new here, and welcome all the way from California. You're loving the explosion card. Good. It's good to hear that. And welcome to the show, I guess. I don't know if we say welcome to the show, but happy crafting with me this morning. Now, remember when you put your triangles are going to, or triangles, diamonds, are going to come above your card. So you don't want to put DSP on your entire panel. So you just have to be aware of that also. Center this the best you can. And so we're going from largest to smallest. And they should, if you were to hold them all together like I am right now, they should each line up on the edges, so then you know that they're even all the way around. Okay, you guys see what I mean? It matches up on the ends like that. Running low on my liquid glue here, but we're gonna make it work. Okay. So we have this really pretty plaid, the leaf and the wood, and then we of course have the real looking wood here. So pretty. I did this card with what's it called? It was a seashell set. Not in this, it's not current right now. Seaside Bay. I did this and it had different seashell papers, and that was really pretty with it. Okay, so like I said, if you don't have these stamp sets, you can always substitute with something else, or in this case, you get this in your kits. So you can put them on any way you want. You could sponge the edges. I brought the stamps, so we're gonna stamp with them today. So this is the stamp set. It comes with all these. So you got Valentine's Day, you got some berries for the holidays, birthday, trees, leaves, celebrate. Stamp set is very versatile. And of course, I love the big chunky fonts. So we're gonna print for you. I need my tiny little blocks here. We're going to bring in our espresso, and this little label, I believe, is part of this set. And I'm going to stamp you on here. Oh, I grabbed Joy. For you. I'll stamp you on here first, and then 4. And I want to leave a little extra space right here on the edge because that's where we're going to put our leaves and foliage. Now you could, if you wanted to have them both line up really well, what you could do, and I should have done that so that my sentiments were even, you could essentially use your glass mat, if you have the glass mat, lay them on here. You have your grid lines on here, and then take your stamp and pick it up, and then you could just stamp this all together at once. That's another option for using word stamps. Okay, then it has this really pretty, you have leaves here, and there's two types of leaves. There's an outline, and there's a more of a solid image. I'm going with the outline for both the greenery and the leaves. You can see here, it has more of an outline and then more of a solid image. So if I were, I'm out of the camera, thank you, using white paper, I'd probably go more with a solid image, or if you were doing two colors or doing stamped on, stamped off, where you'd want to use both of those, you could do that too. So thank you, Susan, for letting me know that I was off screen. Sometimes I get and I pull things down so that I can see better, but then I forget to put it back so that you guys can see. So thank you for letting me know. Okay, so we used espresso before. Now we'll bring in our Old Olive and our Cajun Craze. And this is the great thing about our photopolymer, is that you can see where you're stamping for the most part. I don't have it quite perfectly on there, but that's okay. That is part of I always say that's part of giving a handmade card, is that it's not perfect. But it was made with love, and that is the most important thing with a card, I feel, is that it was made with love. Someone took the time to make that card, and that is so wonderful. Okay, so now we've got our greenery outline. So I use Old Olive ink on Old Olive paper, and you can see you get a really pretty contrast, and the same with the Cajun Craze. And I will take my Wink of Stella pen and color that in, because everything's better with a little bit of Stella, right? And making sure that I wipe my brush off in between the colors, because it does pick up a little bit of that color. Okay, so we have our base of our card, right? Then we need the inside. Now too, this is another one of those cards. You could stamp it and put your back on here like this, or your inside of your card here, or you can put it on the inside here. And I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to bring in this big Celebrate. It's probably really big for this card, but I love it. So we're going to bring this in and use our espresso. There we go. And we'll put a little leaf here in the corner. I do want it to kind of fill in, so if you take your Wink of Stella right away while your ink is still wet, you can actually pick up that color and color in. So now I have a solid leaf here for the inside. So like that. So now all we have to do is finish up the front of our card. So we'll add some dimensionals to the back of our label. Roughly center that, and then I'm going to take my leaves, I'm running low, guys, but we can get 20 more cards. Chris would always say we can get 20 more cards out of there, so that's what we'll do. So I'm going to tuck my leaves like this. And like that. And then I will use a glue dot and put my leaves, my beautiful fall leaves. Has anyone noticed, are the leaves changing at all yet? I haven't really noticed anything yet, but I feel like sometimes I blink and it happens, and all of a sudden the leaves are falling. And it looks like I forgot my linen thread, so we'll bring in this garden green. And make a bow with the garden green here. How many of you use a bow maker to make your bows? I feel like it's one of the best inventions out there. And there's lots of great inventions, but it has definitely simplified making of bows. And I always let my tails just kind of be when I do that to see which direction they want to lay. And then I pull them tight. And it still wants to twist this way. And then they usually will lay nice. I'll grab a glue dot. And put that in through there, and we'll bring in our Cajun Craze gems. And add them like so. Oh, Janelia, they were changing while you were camping in northern Michigan. Oh boy. Mid-Michigan. Okay, see a few reds around the lake. Oh, it's so pretty when it does that, but fall never lasts long enough. That's the problem. The snow comes way too fast. Okay, I snipped my ends off. And there we go. That is card number 4 for us today. So let me clear my space a little bit. Now remember, the best place to find me is Facebook, as most of you have been told. Facebook is where I keep things updated. In order for Christine to change things, there sometimes is a time lapse that needs to happen in order to change things. So like I said, I was running late today, so I put that on my Facebook page. That's where you can find me. So Glitter and Ink with Gina. I would love if you would come and follow me over there. Eventually, I will be on my own platform, so that's where you'll find me. You can always email me at ginaalbulo@gmail.com. If you want kits, you can reach out either way. Today's kits are $20 plus $6 for shipping, and you'll get everything that you need to make these kits. And I'll bring the cards in one last time. So we have 4 different fun folds. So remember, we have our explosion. Ta-ta-da! So taking our bookbinding fold and giving it a little extra something. And our little pop-up tent there. Then he lays flat. Our cute little fall tree here. And our easel diamonds here. So 4 different cards for you and 4 different fall ones. So all beautiful, different, and these are 4 of, I think, and we have 1 more fall set. So lots of possibilities if you love your fall cards. So kits will be available until Wednesday, September 4th for this class and also the scrapbooking class. Here is the scrapbooking class. For those of you who missed it, you will make this layout. I did the video for this last week, Wednesday the 21st. This class will also be available until September 4th. And tomorrow I will be back live again at 9 a.m. for our Monday morning Create class. So we have all of that coming this month. And then next month we are going to be playing with the Changing Leaves bundle for our technique class. We're going to do some fun different techniques with that set. And then we have a lot of other things coming up. Christine has the Autumn Escape coming up. I'll be doing a board for that. With technique class, of course, we have the scrapbook class and the morning Create. I did take out the bonus class for the month, but if I'm able to get everything done, I might put that back in. That's towards the end of the month. I have to check with Christine, but I thought maybe between doing all of my escape stuff and that, it might get to be too much. But I really wanted to do, I showed you guys a while back, probably about May-ish, I think I did. I'm trying to think what event we had, and I did a little presentation for, oh, it was the summer event that Christine had, and I made a calendar, and I only did half of it because I really wanted to see what was going to come out with the holiday stuff. So I wanted to make sure that I could use all current stuff throughout the whole year. And so now we have the holiday set, so I want to finish that. So I hope to bring that in, but I have so many other things I want to do yet before the holidays. So we have so many great things in the new catalog. So for those of you who are demonstrators, remember, you still can pre-order, but the catalog does go live on Wednesday, September 4th, I believe. I believe. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff going on. And as always, Christine constantly reminds me as I am trying to grow my team. So if you would love to join my team, and when you join my team, you join Christine's team, I would love to have you join my team. I'm really trying to work at promoting to Silver Elite. That is my next goal, to move up kind of in the ranks of things. And so I would really love it if anyone would love to join my team and craft along with me. So I have that for you guys, and otherwise I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll create some 3 beautiful cards again, and hopefully I will have a few other things to share with you tomorrow. And those of you too, we had a big announcement this week for those of you who like to scrapbook. It was so exciting. We got a sneak peek at what will be coming, and hopefully this week we will get more details in a little more details as to when that release will be. We know it will be released sometime in September. They'll be releasing some workshops, and those workshops include, sounds like some paper packs, stickers, ephemera packs, things like that. So, and it sounds like we're gonna have 2 Christmas related ones, a Halloween one, and a fall one. So I'm really excited to see what they'll bring out for that. And as always, even though you're not a scrapbooker, those items can still be used to make cards. So lots of exciting things coming. So wow, yeah, just lots of great stuff, and I do love to create for the holidays, so I'm just really excited for all the things that I want to share with you guys. So anyways, I hope you guys have a fabulous Sunday, and thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you guys joining me and following along, and don't forget to share my videos. That's how we spread the word, and you kind of get my name out there, and people can see what I like to craft and do, and hopefully I can inspire them also. So for those of you who are doing that, please continue doing that. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a lovely Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys.